Now coming to next topic, that is synchronous and asynchronous communication, right? Now in this lecture we will see what is mean by synchronous communication and what is mean by asynchronous communication, right? Now you know the meaning of communication, right? Now transmitting the data from transmitter to receiver is nothing but communication, right? That means you are communicating two devices, nothing but transmitter and receiver, right? Now here transmitter is used to transmit the data and receiver is used to receive the data, right? Now that is the meaning of communication, where you are transferring the data. Now that is done by transmitter, and receiving the data, that is done by receiver, right? Now in this lecture we will see the meaning of synchronous communication and asynchronous communication, right? Now what is mean by synchronous communication? That means how the block of data is transferred between your transmitter and receiver under synchronous communication, and as well as asynchronous communication. They mainly we will focus on the transfer of data, how the block of data is transferred between your transmitter and receiver under synchronous communication as well as asynchronous communication, right? Now why those are called synchronous communication and why those are called asynchronous communication, we will see one by one, right? Now before knowing the meaning of synchronous communication and asynchronous communication, now let us know three simple terms, right? Now those are simplex, half duplex and full duplex, right? Now before going to the synchronous and asynchronous topic, communication topic, now let us see the meaning of this simplex, half duplex and full duplex, right? Now these are very important, because these three involves how the transfer of data is occurring, whether it is simplex or whether it is half duplex or whether it is full duplex. Now these three terms define the way of transmitting the data, right? Whether it is simplex, you have three ways to transfer the data. One is simplex and another one is half duplex followed by full duplex, right? Now these three terms, right? What are those three terms? Simplex, half duplex and full duplex, right? Now these three terms will define the transfer of data, how we are transferring the data between your transmitter and receiver, right? Now coming to the simplex, right? Now coming to the simplex, you have transmitter for transmitting the data and you have receiver for receiving the data, right? Now coming to the simplex communication, right? Now the transmitter will transmit the data and receiver will receive the data, right? Now the transmitter under simplex, now this is the way through which you can transmit the data only in one direction, right? Simplex sends information only in one direction, that is in forward direction, right? Transmitter will transmit the data and receiver will receive the data. Under simplex you can transmit the data only in one direction, right? Only transmitter can transmit the data and receiver can receive the data, right? Now coming to half duplex, anyhow you have transmitter and you have receiver, right? Now transmitter can transmit the data and also it can receive the data, two-way communication, right? If you see this block diagram, now transmitter transmit the data and receiver receive the data, and receiver transmit the data and transmitter will receive the data. That means transmitter is acting as the transmitter device is used for transmitting the data as well as receiving the data, right? Now under half duplex, either you can transmit the data or you can receive the data, but not at same time, right? Now these two operations can't be performed parallelly, right? Now when transmitter is transmitting the data, it can't receive the data. Similarly, when receiver is receiving the data, it can't transmit the data, right? Now under half duplex, you can transmit, two-way communication is possible but not at the same time, right? Now coming to full duplex point of view, now here you have transmitter as well as receiver, right? Now transmitter can transmit the data and receiver can receive the data. Now similarly, receiver can transmit the data as well as transmitter can receive the data, right? But these two operation occurs at same time, right? But occurs at same time, right? Now these are the meanings of simplex, half duplex and full duplex, right? Now what is meaning of simplex? You can under simplex, right? Simplex sends information only in one direction, right? Simplex sends only information in one direction. Now you have to remember this block diagram. Based on this block diagrams only you can identify whether it is simplex or half duplex or full duplex, right? Now coming to simplex, transmitter can transmit the data and receiver can receive the data only. That means using simplex you can transmit the data only in one direction, right? Now coming to half duplex, now two-way communication, right? Two-way communication, right? Two-way communication is possible but not at the same time. Under half duplex you can transmit the data in two direction but not at the same time, right? Now under full duplex you can transmit the data in two directions, right? But occurs at the same time, right? What is the difference between half duplex and full duplex? Under half duplex, whether it is half duplex or full duplex, those are used for transmitting the two-way data, right? That means you can transmit the data in two directions, but under half duplex those transmitting the data in two direction doesn't occur at a single time. That means doesn't occur at a time at the same time, whereas under full duplex you can transmit the data in two directions at the same time. That is the difference between your half duplex and full duplex, right? Simplex only you can transmit the data only in one direction. Under half duplex you can transmit the data in two directions but not at the same time. Now coming to full duplex, you can transmit the data in two directions at the same time, right? Now this is the meaning of simplex, half duplex and full duplex, right? Now let us see the synchronous communication, right? Now first let us see synchronous communication, later we will see asynchronous communication. Let us see the meaning of synchronous communication, right? Now these two are serial communication, right? There are two different types of serial communication. One is synchronous and another one is asynchronous communication, right? Now these two communication between your transmitter and occurs serially. Transmitter and receiver occur serially. Whether it is synchronous communication or whether it is asynchronous communication, you are communicating your transmitter with the receiver serially. That means you are transmitting the data from transmitter to receiver serially, right? Now it is a serial communication, right? Synchronous communication is a serial communication, right? Now in this data is sent in the form of blocks or frames, right? Now in this data is sent in the form of blocks or frame. Now that frame may be 8-bit, right? That frame may be 8-bit, right? Now under synchronous communication we are transmitting the data in the form of blocks or frames, right? Now this transmission is full duplex type, right? What is meant by full duplex? You can transmit and receive at the same time, right? Two-way communication, two direction communication is possible at the same time, right? Now this transmission is of full duplex type, right? Now it is very fast and it is very fast, right? Now synchronous communication, under synchronous communication you are transmitting the data in the form of blocks or frames, and here you will follow the full duplex transmission. That means two directions, right? Transmitter and receiver, you can transmit the data in two directions at the same time, right? Now this communication is very fast. That means you can transmit more amount of data in very less time, right? You can under synchronous communication you can transmit large amount of data with less time, right? Now this is very fast, right? Now let me draw its block diagram, then you will have a clear idea. Now this is sender, nothing but transmitter, right? Now here you will have receiver, nothing but, right? Now you have sender, nothing but transmitter, and another one you have receiver, right? Now sender will transmit the data, right? Now this flow of data will be like this: 8-bit of data, 1001110, one frame, 8-bit data, and next frame this thing, total 8-bit data, and next we have another 8-bit data, right? Now this is the flow of data, right? Flow of data in one direction, right? Flow of data in one direction, but at the same time flow of data in this direction is also possible, since it supports full duplex transmission, right? Now if you see this block diagram, now sender is sending the data and receiver is receiving the data. Now the data is sent in the form of blocks or frames, nothing but 8-bit data, right? You are not sending single bit by bit, you are sending it as a block, either as a block or frame, right? Now this supports full duplex communication, full duplex data transmission. That means either you can transmit the data in this direction or you can transmit the data in this direction, and these two different directions can be possible at the same time, right? Now if you see this flow of data, there is no gap between frames, right? There is no gap between data, right? Here it is one frame, one frame, one frame. If you see this flow of data, there is no gap between the data, right? Now under synchronous communication, you won't find any gap between your flow of data. Whatever the data that you are transmitting from transmitter to receiver, for that data you won't find any gaps in between, right? That is the meaning of that. Now there is no gap, you won't find any gap between the data that you are transmitting from transmitter to receiver, right? Now it is more efficient, right? It is more efficient. Synchronous communication is more efficient and it is reliable also, more efficient and reliable also. Now what is the meaning of synchronous, right? What is the meaning of synchronous? I am saying synchronous, asynchronous, synchronous and asynchronous. Now what is the meaning of synchronous, right? Now here you will use one clock signal. At transmitter you will have one clock signal, and at receiver you will have another clock signal, right? Now these two clock signals, if they are operating at same frequency, these two clock signals, the clock signal of transmitter and the clock signal of receiver are operating at the same frequency, then we call it as synchronous communication, right? Under synchronous communication, the clock frequency of transmitter, the clock frequency of transmitter and the clock frequency of receiver are maintained at same, right? That means if the clock frequency here it is 1 megahertz, now here the clock frequency should also be maintained at 1 megahertz, right? That is the meaning of synchronous, right? Now whatever the clock frequency that you are maintaining for the clock at the transmitter, the same clock frequency should be maintained at the receiver, right? That means then we can say that transmitter and receiver are under synchronous, right? If you are maintaining same clock frequency, right? If you are maintaining same clock frequency at the transmitter as well as the receiver, then we can say that transmitter and receiver are under synchronous, right? Now if you are maintaining different clock frequencies, right? Now here transmitter has clock frequency of 2 megahertz and receiver has clock frequency of 1.5 megahertz. Now these two are different, right? Now at that point of time we will say that transmitter and receiver are under asynchronous communication, right? Now if you are maintaining the clock frequency same at your transmitter as well as at your receiver, then we will say that transmitter and receiver are under synchronous communication, right? Now here we are dealing with the synchronous communication. That means the clock frequency of transmitter should be same as the clock frequency of the receiver, right? Then only we can say that transmitter and receiver are under synchronous communication, right? Now here if you have clock frequency 1.5 megahertz, here also you have to maintain 1.5 megahertz. Then we can say that this is a synchronous communication, right? Now under synchronous communication you can send the data in the form of blocks and frames. Now this supports full duplex transmission. That means either you can transmit the data in this way or you can transmit the data in this way at the same time, right? Now you can using this synchronous communication you can send large amount of data within a span of time, and this is more reliable and more efficient, right? More reliable and more efficient than asynchronous communication. Why it is more reliable and more efficient? Let us see under asynchronous communication, right? Now between sender and receiver, nothing but between transmitter and receiver, this synchronization must be compulsory. If they are not maintaining synchronization, then it will fall under the category of asynchronous communication, right? Now this is about synchronous communication. Now let us see asynchronous communication, right? Now let us see asynchronous communication, right? Now we have seen one type of communication, one type of serial communication, that is synchronous communication, where the clock frequency of transmitter is same as the clock frequency of receiver. Then only we can say that transmitter and receiver are under synchronous communication, right? Now coming to asynchronous communication, now here also you will have transmitter as well as receiver, right? Here also you will have transmitter, nothing but sender, as well as receiver, right? Now here you can't transmit the data in the form of blocks or frames, nothing but 8-bit data, right? Now here you can't transfer in the form of 8-bit data. Now here 10-bit data is transferred, 10-bit data is transferred. Here you will have 8-bit data, right? Now 0. Now here you will have total 10-bit data. Let me define it. And again 1 frame, right? Now this is the 10-bit data. Now this includes 8-bit data that has to be transferred from transmitter to receiver, and you have 1 stop bit, right, and 1 start bit, right? Total 10-bit data is transferred under asynchronous communication, right? Now whatever the 8-bit data that you want to transfer from transmitter to receiver, along with this 8-bit data you'll have 1 start bit and 1 stop bit, right? Along with this 8-bit data you have 1 start bit and 1 stop bit, right? Now here data is sent in the form of byte or character, right? Data is sent in the form of byte or character, and data, now here it supports half duplex transmission, right? This asynchronous communication supports half duplex transmission. That means you can transmit the data in this way and you can transmit the data in this way, but not at the same time, right? But not at the same time. Now because since it is supporting half duplex, now here the data is transmitted slowly, right? Compared to your synchronous communication, why? Because synchronous communication supports full duplex. At a time you can transmit the data, or at a time you can receive the data. But coming to asynchronous communication, at a time is not possible. You can transmit the data as well as you can receive the data, but that is not done at the same time. Now because of that point, now there is slow transmission, right? Because of that point, the asynchronous communication will be slow when you compare with your synchronous communication, right? Now since it supports half duplex, because since it supports half duplex only, now if I compare with your synchronous communication, now there is a slow transmission of data, right? Now in this transmission there is start bit and stop bit. These are added along with the data, right? These are added along with the data, right? Now it doesn't require any synchronization, right? What is meant by synchronization? Whatever, now sender will have 1 clock and receiver will have 1 clock, right? Now here if the clock frequency is 2 megahertz, right? Now here it may be anything. Here it may be anything, because we don't require synchronization between your transmitter and receiver. The name itself indicates asynchronous, right? Here we don't require any synchronization between your transmitter and receiver, whereas under synchronous communication we require synchronization between your transmitter and receiver, right? Now here total 10 bits are transmitted. If you see this asynchronous communication, along with 8-bit data, 1 start bit and 1 stop bit are included. Now total 10 bits are transmitted, right? Now let me give an example. Now email, right? You are texting some email, right? Email is one of the example for your asynchronous communication, right? Now next you have sharing items, any sharing items, because any sharing item, you have share it app, right? At a time you can't receive the data and at a time you can't transmit the data. Two ways is not possible, right? To at a time, both are not possible. At a time you can't transmit, and at a time you can't receive. Either only one thing is possible. If transmitter is transmitting, it has to wait till the receiver has to transmit, right? Now sharing items, email, video recordings, all these are the examples for your asynchronous communication, right? Now what are the examples for your synchronous communication? Now coming to synchronous communication, now give some examples. You have some video conference, right? Here we don't find any delay, right? Here we don't find any delay. That's why that comes under the category of synchronous communication. Now phone call, directly here also we don't find any delay, but here we will find some delay. Under email span, that delay can't be observed that much, it is a very less only, but those under sharing items, right? Now video record, all these are comes under the category of asynchronous communication, right? Now let me briefly explain again one by one, right? Now what is meant by simplex? Now using simplex transmission, you can transmit only the data, you can transmit only in one direction, right? Now before going to synchronous and asynchronous communication, let me explain these three terms: simplex, half duplex and full duplex, right? Now coming to the term simplex, now using this simplex you can transmit data only in one direction, right? If you see this diagram you will understand, right? Now transmitter is transmitting the data and receiver is receiving the data, right? Now using simplex you can transmit the data only in one direction, right? Now using half duplex you can transmit the data in two directions but not at the same time, right? Now using full duplex you can transmit the data in two directions at the same time, right? You can transmit the data in two directions at the same time, right? Like this, these two lines can be represented like this, right? At a time, because transmitter can transmit the data and receive the data at a time, and receiver can receive the data and transmit the data at a time, right? Now that is the meaning of simplex, half duplex and full duplex, right? Now coming to synchronous communication, right? Under synchronous communication we have to maintain synchronization between your sender and receiver, right? Now what is mean by synchronization? See, sender will have clock and receiver will have clock, right? Now whatever the clock frequency that you are maintaining for the clock of the transmitter, the same clock frequency should be maintained at the receiver, right? Now sender will have clock signal and receiver will have clock signal, right? Now if the clock frequency of the sender clock is 1 megahertz, the same clock frequency should be maintained by the clock at the receiver, then only we can say that sender and receiver are under synchronization, right? Now under synchronous communication, both transmitter and receiver should be synchronized, right? Should maintain synchronization, that means clock frequency should be same, right? Now here the data is sent in the form of blocks or frames, right? Here data is sent in the form of blocks or frame. Now under synchronous communication you are sending the data serially, and it supports full duplex transmission. It supports full duplex transmission, that means you can transmit the data and receive the data in two directions at a time, right? Now since you are transmitting the data and receiving the data in two directions at the same time, that's why it is fast, right? You can, within a less span of time, you can send large amount of data, right? Now this is more efficient and reliable if you compare with asynchronous communication, right? Now coming to asynchronous communication, here we no need to maintain synchronization between your transmitter and receiver. Here we don't require synchronization for your transmitter and receiver. Now here, along with 8-bit data that you want to transfer from sender to receiver, along with 8-bit data, one start bit and one stop bit is included. One start bit includes, right, that indicates start of your data, and stop bit includes, that stop bits indicates stop of the data has been ended, right? Now if what is the meaning of start bit? That indicates the data has been started, right? Now stop bit includes, that indicates, stop bit indicate the data has been ended, right? Now that is the meaning of start bit and start bit. Just you remember, start, the starting point of the data. stop bit, that means ending point of the data, right? Now sender, we don't require any synchronization between sender and receiver. Now here along with 8-bit data we have one start bit and one stop bit. Total 10 bits are transmitted between your sender and receiver, right? Now under asynchronous communication, now this supports half duplex, right? Now you can transmit the data in two directions but not at the same time, right? Now because since it supports half duplex transmission, now this is very slow if you compare with your synchronous communication. Synchronous communication is slow, right? Now here data is transmitted in the form of bytes or characters, right? Now example for your synchronous communication like phone call, video conference, etc., and example for your asynchronous communication like sharing items, any videos or audios if you want to share it, right? That is one of the example for asynchronous communication. And another one you have emails, video recordings, all these will come under the category of asynchronous communication, right? Now this is the meaning of synchronous communication and asynchronous communication, right? Now in the next lecture we will see about RS-232, right? RS-232. After that we will see I2C, right? SPI. All these are your serial communication protocols. RS-232, I2C, SPI, all these are your serial communication protocols. We will see one by one, right? In the next lecture we will see the serial communication protocol, that is RS-232, right? Now here ends the topic of synchronous communication and asynchronous communication, right? Thank you.